Are you ready for another F word? Fracking. Alarmists would have us believe that just about everything we do jeopardizes the environment, particularly the consequences on fracking the water supply. You know how that's going to go. Their models and projections are saying we're actively destroying ourselves, and only massive government regulation can save the day. What a surprise. However, when these projections are placed in the harsh light of actual observations, they tend to break down just a little bit. Here to take us through some of these claims, Ronald Bailey, science correspondent for Reason Magazine and Reason.com. Ronald, welcome. You did a great article, The Top 5 Lies About Fracking. The first one you hit here, and we're going to show the video. This is, you can light your tap water on fire because of fracking. Watch this first and then respond.
What is doing is searching for a problem that does not exist.
Here comes, oh no. Oh no, he's lit the water on fire. This is obviously the evil oil industry that has done this. So, Ronald, you know, it is a pretty powerful visual, and it's been very effective to make people believe that fracking is evil, but is it?
No, fracking isn't evil. It's an industrial process, and sometimes things can go wrong. But that particular piece of video was in the documentary, quote-unquote documentary, perhaps better described as a docudrama, by activist Josh Fox, called Gasland. And it was actually the case, and he should have known this at the time, is that this guy, whose water was lit on fire in that scene, is a guy named Mark Markham in Colorado. And the Colorado Department of Natural Resources had gone and tested his water and had reported to him that no, it wasn't a result of natural gas well digging at all. It happened to be that his well went down through several coal beds which had methane in it. It was natural gas. It was not caused by any sort of fracking or oil company skullduggery. And then when the documentary came out, they had to write another letter explaining again that this was the case, that this guy's well had gone through coal beds and simply wasn't the fault of oil and gas companies. And yet this seems to be the image everyone remembers.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of quite telling that the one image that everyone remembers isn't actually real. In that documentary...
Right, and Fox knows he was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the guy, Josh Fox, knows that he was wrong, yet he keeps perpetuating this as a myth.
Yeah, it's really odd. Let's watch this footage. This is from Freedom of Information Act request. I guess the guys from Frack Nation did this, and they actually have the footage of the EPA telling this guy that his water is not contaminated in the way that he believes. Watch this video. It's amazing.
Through a Freedom of Information request, I managed to get hold of the tape. It showed the EPA telling the Southerners that their water was not contaminated. Their reaction to this good news was rather strange.
Hey, oh my God, I just can't believe you people.
With everybody.
Yes, no.
She's got a problem.
Well, look at.
No,
I want right here, right here.
I'm not sitting anywhere. I'm done with this. I am.
Right here.
You can finish this. I'm done. I'm getting myself too upset.
No, this is bull crap, man. I'm sick and tired of this. What happened to you people? Really? Listen. You guys aren't the same as you were 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You think I made this stuff up? This. You're out of here?
Yeah, I'm not gonna, this is getting, you want to sit down and talk rationally to me?
How can I talk rationally with you when you guys won't even listen to anything we say?
I'm listening to you.
You're saying my water's fine, and we can drink it.
We're telling you we tested your water. At this point in time, we found no contaminants in it.
This is, you know, I guess another guy, but I mean, this is the case seemingly often, and it really, you'd think that if this is your sort of headline story of people can light their water on fire, there'd be a lot more truth to it.
Right.
So that's kind of shocking. Let's go to falsehood number 2. Fracking fluid could seep into groundwater and poison drinking water as well.
That's a main claim that people are making. I don't know if your listeners know how fracking works, but basically what you do is there's gas that's bound up in shale about 6,000 feet below the surface, well below where drinking water aquifers usually are. And what you do is you pump down a lot of sand and water under pressure in order to crack the shale so the gas can escape. And included in that are some other chemicals, some of which are dangerous. But do these chemicals get back to the surface? Do they, in fact, contaminate people's drinking water? And the answer seems to be no. There have been lots of people who've been testing this. There's a recent study done by Duke University researchers, for example, in Pennsylvania, who tested almost 200 different wells, close to fracked wells in Pennsylvania, and they found absolutely no evidence that any of the fracking fluids had contaminated the drinking water. Yet this seems to be the big myth that people are always perpetuating in this. There's just no evidence for it. The fracking takes place too far down to really be a problem.
All right. Well, yeah, you have to read the entire article. There's a list of 5 of them Ronald Bailey has written, and they're great. Let's focus on one last one. We've got about a minute here, Ronald. Fracking causes cancer. Certainly a huge and serious claim if that's true.
Yes, that would be a huge claim. This was made again by Josh Fox in another little documentary thing that he did called The Sky is Pink. And he basically claimed that near Dallas, the 6 counties outside of Dallas, where a lot of people are doing some fracking, that breast cancer rates are up significantly. And it was likely sourced to a very badly written local newspaper article, and that seems to be the only source he had. But if you go and you look at the actual numbers for the county, their numbers for breast cancer are lower than the national average for breast cancer. And 2 Texas epidemiologists were asked about it, and they said, absolutely no, there's no spike in that area. So again, it's entirely specious.
Is this just a case of the American people are trying to go through their day, they're not focusing on this stuff, and they're just scared by new technologies, new things that are going on, and assume there's something evil behind them, but there really isn't? Is that the whole case?
Well, I think that part of what goes on is that you can make anything sound scary if people aren't familiar with it. And the activists have decided to target natural gas because it's so cheap that it's actually out competing the preferred energy sources that they want, wind and solar. Turned out that, 5, 6 years ago, a lot of the environmental community thought that natural gas was great. It was a bridge fuel to the future, the low-carbon future. And now it turns out there's so much of it around, there's no possibility that wind and solar can compete with it. They've turned on it. And now you end up with these fake documentaries like Gasland.
All right. Ronald Bailey from Reason Magazine, thanks so much.